So I just witnessed the rocket go off in Fortnite, and like, oh my god, there's so much to unpack here. Sakpase, and today we're gonna do a discussion about pretty much what happened here, because how could I not? And I'm pretty sure this left a few people confused, so let me explain it for you. Okay, so you drop into the game about maybe, let's say 3 minutes before the rocket goes off, and what starts to happen is you can see around the tubes and all that, looks like it's charging up or something. Once the timer hits 0, the rocket starts to ascend just a little bit until it boosts all the way up into the sky for everybody to see. It heads up to a certain point, and then just like any other regular rocket, it starts to break off into certain pieces. It tilts a little bit, breaking off another piece, and then the final piece heads all the way up into sky. I want to say into space, but it doesn't make it that far. We see just as we want to assume that the missile is leaving the atmosphere, it starts to drop, and this is where it gets interesting. The next thing you can see is the bright little light turns into a blue one, and we start to hear some words.
0 point possible decline. Set coordinates.
From the words that I can make out, it says 0 doom capacitator on, and then target located. And by the way guys, this is just what I hear, I might be incorrect, but from what I hear, it says engaging multiple accelerator. And then out of nowhere, 4 giant lasers show up from, I want to say 4 corners of the world, and then align together. The laser is aimed at Tilted Towers, and that's where the missile begins to fall towards. And as we see the missile headed on a straight course jetting for Tilted Towers, something crazy happens. A blue warp-like missile sucks it in and makes the missile disappear. We can tell this is a warp by what happens later. The bright light in the sky disappears, and we can slowly see the cracks start to disappear too. The sky is clear for a minute. Then if you look by Moisty Mire, you can see that same blue portal start to open up back up again. And the rocket in fine condition is spit right back out of the portal. We then get to see the rocket fly over places in the map. For example, Retail Row, Wailing Woods, Tomato Town, and Fatal Fields. The missile flies almost over Shifty Shafts and then is sucked back in by this portal. Once again, the sky is clear until the blue portal reforms over Loot Lake. The missile is then shot all the way upwards into the sky until something weird happens. The missile has gone through the blue portal thing again, but this time it's gone and permanent damage has been made. The sky now has this giant blue crack in it. So this is where we hop into speculation, and using the clues that we are given, this is what I will do, and theories I will talk about. So the first theory that we have to talk about is that the theory that was such a big explosion that this is going through time and space and all that. This theory would explain why the missile didn't immediately explode as soon as it went through the portal, and you know how it's just ripping through time and space and all that. Maybe it's going through some type of wormhole. And you guys see how I said ripping through time and space? Well, what I'm thinking is, if you saw during the explosion how there were like little glass shards falling out the sky, they're not actually glass shards, but they're used to represent like the breakage of the, you know, time and fabric, you know what I'm saying? It's going through time and space and all that. And at the end of the day, when you look at the permanent damage that the rocket has done, there's a crack in space. So maybe this means that we're gonna have some type of futuristic type thing, or like with aliens or something like that, because now there's like a crack in reality, so basically anything can happen to Fortnite. When it comes to anything that'll be affected by this, the popular theory in my opinion is that where the cracks reopened and closed around Fortnite are places that'll be affected. So places like Moisty Mire might change, Loot Lake, Tilted Towers, just for a few examples. Since this is basically the equivalent to what happened in the beginning of season 4 with the meteor, I think how season 5 will start off is that maybe we'll receive a new type of item, and that maybe the theme of the characters in this season will be like time travelers, since they're coming out of this like reality rift in time. So yeah, maybe time travelers and aliens. That's probably a good theme. One last thing, which I think is like my own personal theory, is that like this is just gonna be like a mashup between the ages. So like how futuristic superheroes are, right? If you saw one of the new skins that got released, it was like this old-timey cop detective guy, right? Which I'm totally gonna cop, by the way, but that doesn't matter. The thing is he's pretty old-timey, right? And then we're gonna have probably mashups like people with superheroes and all that, and they can't all be in the same age. So that just helps better put on the act that, you know, that is like times come together. So, what do you think about the rift? This is the end of the video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. And tell me if you'd like me to do more discussions like this. If I do, I might even just put it up on the Infinite Gear channel. It's been Professor Beetle Boy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Au revoir.
I'm trying to shine on a new day, shine in a new way, shine where the light touches, shine where it doesn't. I saw a fairy who I thought was kind of scary, but instead gave me lots of berries that made me someone caring. She was bright white.